We might only have a few more meetings left for the season, but there's still plenty going on in the world of Hong Kong racing. This is what we've got coming up on HK Direct on this occasion. Brett Prebble, will be hearing from him as he reminisces on his career here in Hong Kong. And can Time Warp's younger brother do it again on Sunday? Brett Prebble has been one of the biggest jockeys here in Hong Kong over the last 15 years or so. He's ridden some of the stars of racing in this part of the world, and during his time based here has also won big races in Japan, Singapore and Australia. Andrew Lejeune caught up with Brett as he prepares to move on from Hong Kong at the end of this season.
Brett, 2002, you first arrived full-time in Hong Kong. You come here as well as a two-time champion jockey from Melbourne. What sparked the interest and the move in the first place?
Yeah, I remember first when I was younger, I went to Singapore to ride, and I sort of went there, and I was really taken by just the Asian country when I went there, and I'd never really travelled. I was only quite a green kid from a country town, so when I went there, I was really pretty surprised by it, and I was really taken by it. And after I sort of rode there a few times, come back, and then one time I was invited to come here for the World Jockeys Challenge, and come up here and had a winner on the night and had a fantastic time. It was a great evening, and after that they invited me to come back for 3 months, which after that was it's all behind me now, but that's what sort of brought me here. 800
plus winners now further on. You're moving on, but you'll take some great memories with you. Some of the great horses you've ridden, including one of the all-time greats in Sacred Kingdom. That must be a magical time riding him. Yeah,
I was very fortunate at the time. He was, I actually got him after he'd broken down, and it was probably not at his best, and still what he did when I was fortunate enough to ride him was pretty amazing. His turn of foot was extraordinary. He was just a machine. You had the race won whenever you wanted to win it. So to ride those sort of horses is they don't come along too often.
Sacred Kingdom hits the lead. Sacred Kingdom draws clear in the sprint. One World is coming down the outside, but Sacred Kingdom from One World. Sacred Kingdom a half length.
Precision was your first Group 1 winner here in the Champions and Chater Cup. Other big names, Lucky Nine, Contentment, you had some good days with him. Cape of Good Hope, a globetrotter, and Bullish Luck, one on the world stage as well.
Yeah, well, Bullish Luck is probably the best horse I rode. You know, it's amazing. He's a big tank, he was, and he went on any distance. It was amazing how Tony got him to 2400 mile. It was probably his pet distance, but one time he got beaten, you know, short half head in the 2400 metre Group 1 here. You know, so yeah, to get on him afterwards, you know, it was. I sort of jumped around a bit on and off him. Gerald rode him at the time, but when I got him for some of his probably his biggest wins, I think, and yeah, they're pretty special.
Bullish Luck has got him covered at the 100. Bullish Luck goes on and wins the $1 million bonus. It's Bullish Luck and Brett Prebble.
And Lucky Nine in Singapore as well. You'd have some great memories of the trips over there.
Yeah, Singapore has been great to us, and obviously Casper always give me plenty of opportunities there. Actually, Green Birdie asked me to ride him too, and I sort of was fighting a premiership out with Douglas at the time, and I sort of concentrated on staying here, so I sort of didn't go, and I thought next year I'm not going to make that mistake again, and obviously we won it a couple of times together, and once unlucky with Lucky Nine.
Lucky Nine races away in the Chris Lyer, back to back into history. Lucky Nine for Prebble and Founds takes it out by 3.
And you still found time as well to go back to Australia. Green Moon would have been a huge day in the Melbourne Cup, and Crystal Lily as well in a golden slipper.
They were obviously very memorable because it's just hit and run sort of missions, you know, and they come away with probably two of the majors. Australian racing is quite fortunate and lucky at the time, because you know, I rode in obviously Melbourne for many years and got the Melbourne Cup wrong so many times by being there and trying to pick the right horse a long way out, and it's not always the case. You know, something happens where they break down or their form tapers off as they get into their preparation. So you know, Lloyd he always sort of wanted to win the Melbourne Cup with me, and his dreams sort of come true a bit with that.
Green Moon out in front for Brett Prebble. He's 2 lengths clear from Fiorente, and Green Moon wins the Melbourne Cup by a length and a half. Fiorente.
You touched on your premiership battles with Douglas White, 6 times runner-up to Douglas. One particular year, though, 2010, you were in front. Must have been an incredible moment to sort of be involved in. You set a record that year as well at Happy Valley. with 6 winners on the card. That must be another very special day.
Yeah, that was an amazing day. It was just, yeah, you couldn't do no wrong sort of thing. You know, it was, obviously it's come out, it's been bettered, you know, from Joe, but at the time it was pretty special for myself and Casper. We, you know, I didn't ride the 6 for him, but it was, you know, I rode 5 on a day for him. So at the time we were a pretty powerful combination and very good friends.
And Casper looks like he knows to celebrate a success as well.
Yeah, he's a good guy. We're good mates and made it more special.
So what happens next? You're obviously a long way from the retirement paddock. You've got a successful business, saddlery business and jockey's gear on the side, but there's plenty more winners to be ridden. So where will they come from? Yeah,
well, just I'm very keen to put a bit of time into my family at the moment and obviously my business. It's growing very quickly in the last couple of years. It was a hard slog for probably 14 years or so to get it up to where it is today. You know, I've got probably my best mate's my business partner, so it's a great journey we're going along. And you know, some of the products, I was just looking at some of the products this morning, like, you know, just we design them ourselves, and it's pretty nice to see my gear out there, not only on the jockey but on the horses, and the trainers are, you know, they're pretty keen to use my gear, so that, you know, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, it's hard not in the time you've been here to build up some special relationships with some people as well. How do you think, though, Hong Kong racing will remember you, and what's your abiding memory for that you'll take out of your time here as well?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure how they'll remember me by, but you know, I was a pretty tough and fierce competitor. You know, I was probably a bit hot-headed, which didn't stand me a good stead later on in my career, I believe, but that's the person I am, and you can't sort of change me. But, you know, it was very fortunate to be here for as long as I did.
Thanks to Andrew Lejeune there, and also thanks to Brett Prebble for giving us his time. It's been a pleasure to watch him ride here in Hong Kong, and we wish him all the very best for whatever the future holds. Brett's got 3 rides this Sunday at Sha Tin, and speaking of Sunday, the highest class race comes up as race 4, a class 2 over 2,000 metres. It features a field of 8. Up the top, we've got Stimulation and Insatiable, both horses having their second runs for the campaign. Rocketeer's got the blinkers going on for the first time. Glorious Forever was a big winner his latest outing. Super Chic has won 2 of his last 3. Gorgeous King pulled up with blood in the trachea last time. General Sherman won a very similar race to this last year. He's got the lightweight on his back as well. Let's have a look at a few form guides for this race. I'm going to start off with Stimulation and also Rocketeer. This race over at Sha Tin, and Stimulation, this was over 1,800 metres. This was his first run in Hong Kong. He's a very interesting horse. I'll get back to him in a moment. Rocketeer's been a bit disappointing this season. Jolly Jean, his form just might have tapered off recently. We'll have another look at him soon at Happy Valley, but he might be more of a pace influence than an actual winning chance in the race. Having a look at it, we'll start off with Stimulation. He's a very interesting horse. He's a 4-year-old Japanese-bred galloper by Deep Impact, but he actually started his career with Andre Fabre in France, listed in Group 3, winner over there. He's now with Tony Cruz here in Hong Kong. The word before this race was whatever he did here, he would improve upon. It mightn't have been the strongest Class 2, but for him to perform this way was very encouraging. The step up to 2,000 metres will certainly help him out as we're having that run under his belt. Also saw Rocketeer highlighted in the predominantly blue colours. He came into the season as a Derby hope. He's yet to win from 10 starts this campaign. Will be interesting to see if the blinkers going on for the first time can fire him up. But on current form, I've got him as more of a place chance than a winning chance. He's been a bit disappointing for mine. Insatiable's been a bit unlucky this season. He missed out on a big chunk of the campaign due to injury. He had one run after Christmas time and performed really well on that occasion behind Singapore Sling, who went on to performed really well in the Classic Series, including winning the Classic Cup. This was his first run back from injury at Happy Valley. Just got held up on the fence. He was beaten by Dr. Jeff, a fit horse who's been in really good form this campaign. No issues with his performance to finish second. He beat the rest of the field quite clearly. as well. The step up to 2,000 metres will suit him. He's had that run under his belt, and he's a legitimate hope. And looking at his Irish form too, he does look like quite a nice horse for the future. But the one they're all going to have to beat is Glorious Forever. Huge performance from him when defeated by Consort 2 starts ago. He was a breathtaking winner last time out over the 1,800 metres. He's gone up quite a bit in the rating since then. He steps up to Class 2, but we know how good his brother Time Warp is, and he looks like a very exciting horse. So Glorious Forever, clearly the one to beat. He'll be the favourite, but he's my pick for the race. The Hoi Ha Handicap, Class 2 over the 2,000 metres. Insatiable stimulation to finish behind him. General Sherman, I haven't spoken about him. He's been okay these last couple of starts. A winner 3 starts ago. Lightweight, good draw. I think that he can run some sort of a race at a decent price. Betting-wise, I'd be going the trio. The exotics here will go for Glorious Forever. The likely favourite as our banker with 1, 2 and 8. So that's one of the highlights for Sunday's card at Sha Tin. If you want to catch the action on an 11-race card, you'll be able to join the trackside team from 12 o'clock. Our first race is at 12:30. The Hoi Ha Handicap, the race we've previewed, is race 4, and it's due off at 2 o'clock. Go to the website or go to Twitter for all you need to know regarding Hong Kong racing. So we're looking forward to the racing action this Sunday at Sha Tin, and then we'll be seeing you next time on HK Direct for what will be the season finale.